When Hailie Deegan got fired from AM Racing, many thought that she would not be able to get back on the Xfinity grid. One voice that traveled loud across the world of NASCAR was Kevin Harvick. He said that it would be tough for Hailie to get another chance in the sport. But here we are, not even a month since Deegan lost her seat at AM Racing, and Deegan has already been shortlisted for a seat in the Xfinity series. "I think it's going to be tough to get another chance," Kevin Harvick said, after Hailie Deegan lost her seat at AM Racing. "That's going to be the hard part. Since her performance this season was quite disappointing, Harvick thinks that none of the other teams will want to take a chance with her. However, sources have stated that Deegan has already chosen the next step in her career. And we think we've helped you realize your next step. Hit that subscribe button. It's obvious that you're a diehard fan of NASCAR, and we believe that any diehard fan should follow our channel for the latest news surrounding the sport." The 2024 NASCAR Xfinity season has not been a positive one for Hailie Deegan. Her results have been very well below expectations as she spent most of the year in the back of the grid. But the fault may not be entirely hers, and the Haas factory team is willing to take another chance with her. The team's president, Joe Custer, has stated that he intends to bring Hailie Deegan into this new chapter. "We believe there's more in her, and we want to be a part of that," Joe Custer said Saturday in response to a question from NBC Sports about Deegan being a candidate for a Haas factory team ride. "But that's for future conversations." Custer said the goal for the Haas factory team is to win. "The situation with us at Haas factory team is we have to win at that level," he said. "We are willing to look at all options as far as drivers go. Maybe somebody that is already in the sport. Maybe somebody that's a cup driver that comes down. We've got to put cars in the winner's circle. We've got to sort out our equipment because our business model is reliant on having technical partners to keep the program healthy. So if we don't win and we're not a leader on the track, then our other teammates, they find it hard to believe that we can deliver the kind of data and leadership for them. So it's a different model. Our game plan is for drivers to come into those teams as well as ours. Whether they go from theirs to ours, maybe not. All options are open. We envision 8 successful Xfinity teams, the 2 Haas factory team cars, and other technical partners, showing up to every race next year and the year after with a high level of confidence and the ability to win." While the Haas factory team is interested in signing Hailie Deegan, will this be the right option for her, or will this be another AM Racing fiasco? This year, AM Racing failed to provide Hailie Deegan with the platform to succeed in the Xfinity series. While many thought it was mainly due to the lack of guidance and mentorship provided by AM Racing, Kevin Harvick has a different theory. "I don't think that guidance and mentorship has been exactly what she needed for NASCAR," Harvick said. "I think that the big mistake here was getting out of the Toyota development system. I don't think Ford has a great development system as far as the things that they do from ARCA all the way until you get to the Cup. I don't even know if they have a development system. So you get put in these situations to where you don't have the resources and things that you need like Toyota does," he said. "And Chevy doesn't do it quite as well as Toyota does, but they do it better than Ford. So I think Ford has the worst development program as far as their drivers go. I think Toyota has the best, and I think Chevy's somewhere in the middle," he said. Getting out of that Toyota development program with all the resources and they're willing to give time. And I think that she needed more time in the Truck Series getting that guidance and mentorship that she needed in order to develop into what she needed to be a NASCAR race car driver. And she carries this fan base off the racetrack that's a big fan base. And I think that she just got pushed through too fast and wound up in the wrong development system for her to be successful. So I think the moment that she stepped outside of that Toyota development system was a bad move." Harvick thinks that the reason for Deegan's inability to achieve great results was Ford. When Deegan first started her asphalt career, she was a part of Toyota's development program. However, in 2020, she made the move to switch to Ford. This was a mistake on her part as Ford has not been very strong when it comes to driver development. Toyota has clearly been the best in this field. As a Ford driver, Deegan was not given the right resources and mentorship to succeed. Apart from this, the Ford cars are also the worst on the grid right now. Ever since the start of the season, the teams running Fords have been struggling to achieve results. This is not only for the Xfinity series, but the Cup Series as well. Until we approach the halfway mark of the regular season, a Ford had not won a race in the Cup Series. This just goes to show how bad the Ford Mustangs are compared to the Toyotas and Chevys. Going to HFT's Xfinity team next year, Deegan will remain in the Ford development program, as HFT has an existing relationship with the manufacturer. Like many others, Harvick also thinks that Deegan should have spent more time in the Truck Series to develop as a driver. It is no secret that her performance in the Truck Series was below average at best. Despite this, Ford and her sponsors decided to bring her to the Xfinity Series. She clearly wasn't ready, and that showed on track this season. "The thing I like about Hailie is she loves to race," Harvick told NASCAR.com in March 2019. "She's very good at talking about racing and very energetic in doing things off the racetrack. But the thing I like the most about Hailie is that her dad, Brian, has been there, done that, and right now, and this is my opinion that I voiced to both of them, is what's the hurry?" Hailie was introduced to the world of motorsports by her father, Brian Deegan, who is a professional freestyle motocross rider. Thanks to him, Hailie seemed destined for greatness from a young age. With a father who made a name for himself in motocross and off-road racing, she had the genes and the upbringing to succeed in the high-octane world of motorsports. By the time she had turned 10, Hailie had started to show a lot of promise in her abilities to become a professional motorsports driver. But as she started to transition from amateur to professional competitions, she started to feel the pressure every professional driver faced. But thanks to her limited talent and, more importantly, connections, she was able to get into NASCAR's K&N Pro Series West in 2018. She was the youngest female driver to drive in the series at just 16 years old. People have assumed that Deegan would not have made it so far if not for her connections within the motorsport community. This is in a way true, but at the same time, there are not many drivers on the NASCAR Cup Series grid who have made it without forming connections. Everyone needs a little bit of help, no matter how talented they are. In Deegan's case, things were a bit more challenging as she was a woman trying to become successful in a man's world. If Deegan is going to HFT next to drive for their Xfinity team, she might face similar issues as she did in AM Racing. As mentioned before, HFT will be running the Ford cars, the same as AM Racing this year, so no change in that area. Plus, HFT will be a newly restructured team, given that they are losing Tony Stewart's partnership after this season. So the new HFT team may not have access to much data and resources. Gene Haas made it clear that he is only continuing the team as he needs a platform to promote his business. The performance of the team doesn't matter much to him. For this reason, HFT may not be willing to invest a lot of money in its driver development program. As an alternative, Hailie Deegan could have an opportunity at Andretti Global in the Indy NXT Series as well. To know more about Deegan's chances with Andretti Global, click on this video. Do you think Hailie Deegan will start finding success as a driver for HFT's Xfinity team? Post your thoughts in the comments section below.